One thing you should keep in mind while you're watching these videos is that all the movies I review on here are ones that I own on DVD. So that means, yes, I own Howard the Duck on DVD. Am I okay with that? Yeah. Should I be? Probably not. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Why would anybody in his right mind ever spend $8 or $10 to have Howard the Duck in his DVD collection? Well, Mr. or Mrs. hypothetical smartass, I'll have you know that I think this movie gets kind of a bad rep. And I will also have you know that I bought this DVD before it was widely available in the United States, so it was more like $90. So there, I'm even dumber than you thought. But if I had it to do over again, I would do the same thing. Mostly because I'm a spiteful dick, but that's not the only reason. You see, back when I was blowing sneaker money on DVDs, I had no idea that Howard the Duck would one day become the first movie that my daughter and I would bond over. When Madden was only 2 years old, she and I would stay up late at least a couple nights a week, making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and watching Duckman. Now, did that make it a good movie? No. Howard the Duck is not E.T. But it's better than fucking Puppy Dog Pals. And hopefully you will feel the exact same way about Cap versus
Howard the Duck.
So after being dragged through millions of light years and a barrage of duck puns,
I'm a dead duck.
Howard the Duck lands in downtown Cleveland, where he runs into the only people on Earth who could meet a well-dressed talking duck that just fell out of the sky and react by kicking his ass.
You ready for an incredible story? Waste it, man! Waste it! Oh no!
Then later that night, after everything has calmed down, the lead singer of Cherry Bomb, played by Leah Thompson, is just walking home by herself through a dark alley when she is accosted by two dudes who look like they're a lot more accustomed to getting raped than the other way around.
I'm talking to you, big rock! Biggest fan!
Let me go!
But hey, who needs pepper spray when there's a space duck with a black belt nearby?
That's it. No more Mr. Nice Duck. Let the female creature go.
And after narrowly escaping a sexual assault in an alleyway with the help of said space duck, the natural way to walk away from that situation is, of course...
So, I guess I better be going.
But then Beverly comes to her senses and figures I couldn't possibly get raped twice in one night. And what kind of a jerk would leave a duck out in the rain? Yep, I think the best possible decision right now is to invite this total stranger over to my apartment. After they come in from the cold, these two lost souls start to get to know each other.
It's Howard, thank you.
Right, Howard.
And while Howard's asleep, Beverly, of course, decides to go through his wallet. In there, she finds some duck pictures, duck dollars, and even a Jimmy hat for his duck dick.
Howard.
My kid still thinks that's a coin. I find that adorable. You know, the only thing that might draw more attention than hanging out with a talking duck might be hanging out with a talking fucking trash bag.
I'm gonna have to see a psychiatrist every day for the rest of my life.
Relax.
So Howard's got to figure out how the hell he's gonna get back home. Lucky for him, like most hot girls on Earth, Beverly hangs out with scientists.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Beverly.
We have an appointment?
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the lead actor in The Shawshank Redemption.
Undoubtedly, one of Earth's greatest minds here.
It turns out, Blumbird isn't much help. So Beverly is forced to meet her new friend's alter ego, Howard the Dick.
Well, who needs you? I don't need anybody.
And after almost 24 hours on Earth, Howard decides it's time to get a job. Imagine being next in line that day at the unemployment office. Yeah, half the city of Cleveland's out of work, but now go ahead, find the duck a job.
They took our jobs!
They took your job!
Dig your jam! Dig your jam!
Slackers like you. That's right.
I'm on my way.
And Howard apparently does find gainful employment, working day shift at the AIDS factory. Seriously, what the hell is this place supposed to be?
Hey there, lovebirds! Have you ever looked into a gas station toilet and thought, man, I would love to have sex in there? Well, here's your chance. Come on down to Hank's Hot Tub Fever off I-77 in North Royalton. I'm Hank. Come say hi to me. I'm the guy smoking the crayon. You'll have a great time, trust me. As we say here at Hank's, if you don't come with the fever, brother, you'll leave with one. Take exit 13 toward Chickasaw Road. If you stop smelling butt crack, you went too far. Happy humping.
Little dude in here to clean this place up. How am I supposed to run a class?
Just came by to tell you.
I quit!
So after quitting his job at the Herpes Emporium, Howard is officially a stranger in a strange land. However, what was obviously intended to be the saddest part of this story just so happens to contain my favorite line out of every movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's saying something. I put this line at the top of a list that includes...
What are you looking at, butthead? Well, go home and bring me back 2 bean pies and a pork chop sandwich. Little trout mouth heathen.
Get a hit, Crush.
Shut up.
I want to mess with the smoke, dog.
Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Oh!
Shut your face, hippie.
Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever fucking do it again. Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker.
Damn it!
Oh, look what the fuck we got here.
3 mark-ass nappers.
I do like tater tots.
Kiss my entire ass.
My motto, fuck lotto. I get the 7 digits from your mother for $1 tomorrow.
And ladies and gentlemen, the $90 line is...
That's a duck! That's a duck, man!
That's fucking hilarious. I mean, Howard is obviously a duck. He's got feathers, webbed feet, a bill. What the fuck else could he be? But this dude is yelling as if everybody else on the bus is convinced that Howard's a turtle.
That's a duck! That's a duck, man!
But Howard has bigger problems to worry about because duck hunting season is officially underway in downtown Cleveland.
Yikes! And away!
Is Beverly in?
So he smooths everything over with Beverly, only to run into Andy Dufresne again.
Howard!
Blumbert then violates Howard's butt, apparently to verify that he was the only duck to arrive from outer space the other night.
Back here, you hairless ape!
You'll have time to thank me later!
Howard and Beverly then end up back at her apartment. Where did he find a robe with a tail hole?
Alright.
And why does he need a tail hole?
Hey!
Blumbert and associates then barge in just in time to interrupt.
That's a duck! That's a duck, man!
This is my friend Carter, and this is Dr. Walter Jennings, and I told him all about you, Howard.
These new guys are from a place called Dynatechnics. They explain that Dynatechnics was simply trying to measure intergalactic gases, but instead they Sucked a duck through a portal in space.
Some unknown force was redirecting the laser beam from its original target so that it hit your planet instead.
So they immediately hatch a plan to reverse the process and shoot Howard back to his planet. They all agree to meet up back at the Dynatechnics lab. You know, Dynatechnics.
Radical.
Dynatechnics. They said that man was never meant to fly. Dynatechnics. They said that man will never break the sound barrier. Dynatechnics. They said that man will never walk on the moon. He still hasn't. And they said that we could never point a laser into space and suck a duck out of his living room. Dynatechnics. But at Dynatechnics, we never say never. We say...
My eyes! My eyes! It exploded again. It was terrible. We have no right to tamper with the universe.
This does not bode well.
So after yet another mishap at Dynatechnics, the cops show up and do what cops do.
Not my shorts! Find the kids!
Dynatechnics stands with Duck America.
I'd like a word with those so-called scientists out there.
Howard and Beverly escape with Dr. Jennings.
What's wrong with me?
Played by character actor Jeffrey Jones, who in this last explosion has had his body taken over by a Dark Lord of the universe.
Something's growing inside me. It's replicating and superseding all my internal organs.
Watching this transformation is especially unsettling considering how things transpired for Jeffrey after this movie.
The end of the world is coming and I will be the cause of it.
So lines like,
I need your body.
Yeah.
I feel much better.
Why did you wait for him to come back? So then it's up to Howard to save the Earth from imminent destruction by defeating the Dark Lords of the universe with the help of his old pal, Blumbert.
Where? In the air, Howard! Up! Up!
Who somehow knows where Dynatechnics hides their secret nuclear weapons.
Ah, there it is. The neutron disintegrator.
Which they keep under the same amount of security as one would a lawnmower.
Rats.
Okay, like I said in the intro, I think this movie gets a bad rap. And I think there are two reasons for that. One of them is, it's not very good. Having said that, it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Prepare to eat beak.
I think the reason that it gets so much attention is the fact that it was produced by George Lucas.
So long, sucker!
And I think it's naturally infuriating for Star Wars fans like myself to look at movies like this thinking, this is why we had to wait 32 years for Episode 7? And I think those raised expectations are why this movie tends to end up on a lot of people's worst movies of all time list. But honestly, Howard the Duck is nowhere near the worst movie of all time. I mean, have you ever seen Electric Boogaloo? Or anything on the Hallmark Channel? But I think people also wonder how somebody with the genius of George Lucas could produce something so disappointing. And yes, that's coming from the same guy who wrote and starred in his own Hank's Hot Tub Fever commercial 10 minutes ago. But if you've ever looked into the behind-the-scenes history of Star Wars, you know that studio executives were second-guessing George Lucas every step of the way on that production.
When word of the various post-production problems reached the Fox board of directors, they decided they'd had enough of George Lucas and that science movie.
So if you're George Lucas in 1985 or 86, and you hear the same jackasses second-guessing you over Howard the Duck, who were second-guessing you over Star Wars, you gotta figure, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. And if it turns out that you didn't know what you were doing, and the whole thing sucked, you can always apologize and move on. Hi, I'm John Caparulo. With Dynatechnics. You may have heard some recent reports about some problems we encountered at our Cleveland facility involving the dark overlords of the universe. Well, I can assure everyone in the affected area that this problem has been alleviated through the use of an unauthorized, untested nuclear device. And the employees responsible for this incident have been terminated. They have moved on to other employment opportunities with the federal government. Now, I would like to reach out to all of our neighbors in the greater Cleveland area to remind you that we can rebuild this community through love and trust, and by everyone staying in the house for the next 6 to 8 years and not attempting to reproduce. No escape, says him.